What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I checked out F9, the Fast Saga. That's what they're calling the 10th installment in the Fast and Furious saga, if you include Hobbs and Shaw, which is the spin-off. I'm not sure why they decided to call. I'm not sure why they decided to call it F9, the Fast Saga, when they could have just called it Fast 9 or Furious 9 or Fast and Furious 9. But they decided to call it F9, whatever. What I'm excited about is the return of Justin Lin as a director, because I actually really liked Tokyo Drift. I think it's underrated and misunderstood. I thought that was an awesome film, and that was his first film into the Fast and Furious saga. And then I wasn't a big fan of Fast and Furious, the fourth one. I think that one's one of the lower ones, okay? But I did really enjoy Fast 5 and Fast and Furious 6. The thing is that I started really enjoying this franchise on Fast 5, when Universal Studio Pictures decided that, you know what, we want to change the direction of this franchise. We can't just keep on doing, like, street racing movies for the rest of the franchise. We got to bring new life on it, and they started making it into full-on action movies. And that's when it started getting more popular and more exciting. So it was a great direction. I really enjoyed Fast 5. I really enjoyed Fast and Furious 6. And then 7 and 8 were directed by different directors. And then now F9 is the return of Justin Lin. So I'm super excited about that. What I'm also really excited about with this film is the return of Han. You know, Han was killed in Fast and Furious 6. So how are they going to bring him back? How are they going to resurrect him? Is it his twin brother? All that stuff. It's, you know, that part's really exciting to me. And I'm just excited. At the end of the day, I'm excited to watch really over-the-top action. We're up to 10 films now, and it was only on the 4th one that it started getting over-the-top. You know what I'm saying? They started doing some crazy stunts. But then Fast 5 was where they decided that we're going to do over-the-top action movies. You know what I'm saying? So now we're up to the 10th film, and they really, now that I've seen the film, they really take it to the, to the next, like, you cannot imagine what they will actually do, okay? Whatever they decide that they can do in, let's say, a cartoon, they can do in real life. Okay, like, a lot, like, forget real world physics, forget logic, forget gravity. They're doing whatever they want to do, and I'm totally okay with that. Think about it. This franchise went from street racing, which was basically just racing, to bringing in tanks, submarines, jumping cars from one building to another building, and actually successfully, like, they really pulled this crazy stuff off, and nobody thought that, well, some people thought that it was ridiculous, but nobody thought that it made the movie suck. It made it exciting. So we're seeing more of that. We're getting a lot more of that, and I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed every minute of it. This film was so much fun because, like I said, we're 10 films in. I get this franchise. I know what they're doing. Like, they just take if you thought submarines and tanks and flying cars was exciting, wait till you see this, okay? Like, if you loved and enjoyed the previous ones, you're gonna love this one. Maybe not love, but you're gonna find this one, like, a lot of fun, okay? Because I really enjoyed this one. Now, I enjoyed it for what it was, okay? But there's some things that I felt that, man, they really, you know, they could have done a lot of things better. Okay, maybe Justin Lin is kind of rusty on the direction, but I felt that some of the action just feels like, okay, the action is really exciting, but I felt that the transition from action to now drama, okay? So the action's over, the set piece is finally over, then we go to a dramatic sequence, or rather a non-action scene. I feel it's really abrupt. Like, the editing is really done poorly. It's really awkward. Like, suddenly they're done fighting, and then boom, now we're at this scene, okay? And it just felt awkward in the sense that they didn't really end it. There was no real, it's just a sudden end and then an abrupt switch over to a non-action sequence. It wasn't like like you know, you have this music to show that it's over, or then or Tyrese putting in a one-liner to say like, well, that was cool, and then it ends, you know. It's not like that at all. It's just something big happens and then cut, we go to another scene. So I just felt like the editing was a little off throughout the entire movie. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little bit weird to me. I know maybe some people don't really care about these things, but to me it really felt different, okay? Another thing that I thought was like really made me feel like, okay, at this point I really need, like, I've already turned off my brain. I need to turn off my brain even more now, because there's a subplot about this Mr. Nobody character played by Kurt Russell. They introduced this character in Furious 7, okay, the 7th one. And now, was it the 7th or the 8th one? I can't remember. But in any case, Kurt Russell's character exists. Like, his story is a subplot. I find that subplot is just super complicated. Like, it's like, this is a dumb action movie, but then they implement this complex subplot into it, which is like a guessing game. And I feel like it really doesn't belong. It really doesn't need to be there. And it really changes the whole thing. It changes the whole thing entirely. Which leads me to the Han resurrection, or rather, the return of Han. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how it happens, but I'll tell you that the way they explained it really did not do justice for Han. Okay, now that I've watched this movie, I feel like Han should have stayed dead. Okay, now that they brought him back, you know, Han is a really cool character. But now that they brought him back, like, he contributes nothing. He contributes nothing to this franchise. I thought that he would at least do something that really makes his presence worth it. You know, makes his resurrection or his return worth it. He contributed nothing. He was just like a sidekick. You know, maybe lower than the sidekick. He was just a token Asian, you know what I mean? He was just there for the sake of being there and to sell tickets. That's all he was there for. That explanation was nonsense. Pure nonsense, okay? It's just silly. Like, how do you expect us to follow all that? That's... And it's such a long explanation. Like, it's a full-on explanation, like how that happened and this happened and then which led to this and that, and oh, it's just pure nonsense. I was like, what? It's not that it didn't make sense. Like, I get it, but this is getting more complicated than it really needs to be for this particular franchise. We're talking about flying cars here, okay? We don't need to make it that complicated. I'm not sure I like this. So, yeah. That's how I feel about that. So those three things really, you know, it really bogged down to those three things. The whole Mr. Nobody subplot, the resurrection of Han, or return of Han, I don't want to say resurrection, and then the editing was off to me. It just felt a little bit weird. And, you know, I feel like they bring in cameos, like these characters out here for the sake of just bringing them back. Like Helen Mirren's character, it was another cameo. Han's return, you know, I just feel like he should have remained dead. As much as I really love the Han character, I was excited to see him return, but not with that explanation and not with how he was treated after he returned. Come on, really, okay? But, you know what? Aside from all that, I still really enjoyed this movie. You know, if you're a fan of this franchise, definitely go check it out. The action is top-notch. If you're okay with all the nonsense like that they do in this movie, and by nonsense, I'm talking about exciting nonsense. If you're cool with that, like, I was really excited for all the things they did. You will like this film. You will enjoy this film. Maybe you won't enjoy this one more than other ones, like, because I still think Furious 7 is the best one. This one is still very, very enjoyable, okay? So I'm going to give it, I feel like I'm being very generous by giving it a 7 out of 10. I was leaning more a 6.75, but I don't want to use like quarters for my points. So I'll just give it a 7 because I personally found it highly enjoyable. Okay, I found it really, really enjoyable, but I'm going to deduct 3 marks. The Han thing, the Mr. Nobody thing, and the editing. -3 points for that, so let's give it a 7 out of 10, okay? Still, I'm looking forward to Fast 10, Fasten. Okay, I'm looking forward to Fasten, Fast 11, and the numerous spin-offs that Universal Pictures is going to get out of this franchise. They're going to milk it, okay? My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace.